So, not long ago, a massive cold snap hit Florida. I'm sure you saw the news, it was everywhere. But the story everyone was talking about, the freezing temperatures, people all bundled up, that wasn't the real story. Let's dive into what was happening behind the scenes because it's a huge warning about the future of our power grid.
Yeah, while social media was going crazy over the weather, something way more serious was unfolding in the background. A crisis that really had nothing to do with a few snow flurries, and everything to do with whether or not the lights were going to stay on for millions of people. And then, this message started popping up on phones all across Central Florida. Look at that wording. This wasn't a friendly suggestion, not a, hey, maybe turn your thermostat down a degree. This was an urgent, desperate plea. This wasn't a drill. The whole system was right on the edge of breaking, and this warning just pulled back the curtain on how fragile our power supply has actually become. All right, so let's get into our first section here, a warning in winter. It's all about what this historic cold snap really showed us about where our power comes from. I mean, just think about that for a second. Actual snow flurries in Central Florida. It was that kind of deep, biting cold that makes every single person run to turn up their heat at the exact same time. And that puts a kind of strain on the energy grid that it's just not built for. And that is exactly when that invisible system we all just expect to work, well, it started to crack. And that brings us right to our next section, the grid on the brink. Because the real story here wasn't the weather itself, but how the power grid responded. Or, more accurately, how it almost didn't. And check this out. This wasn't just some isolated problem with one company having a bad day. KUA, Duke Energy, OUC, every single major provider in the region sent out the same exact alert. It was like a unified chorus of warning that, hey, the entire system is under pressure and a collapse could actually happen. And they got super specific. The utilities pointed to these two windows of time as the moments of maximum danger. So why? Well, it's pretty simple when you think about it. In the morning, everyone's heat is kicking on before the sun is even up. And in the evening, everyone's getting home from work, flipping on lights, cooking dinner. These are the absolute peak demand hours. And here's the key part. They're the hours when solar panels, even if you're covered in them, aren't producing a single watt of power. So, the community did pull together. People conserved energy, and the grid managed to hold on, this time. But that Florida cold snap, it was just a preview. It was a warning shot. Because there is a new, gigantic consumer of energy coming online. One that's going to make this problem so much worse. And I'm talking about AI. Just look at this number, 12%. By 2026, and folks, that is practically tomorrow, AI data centers are on track to consume up to 12% of all electricity in the United States. This isn't just a little bump. It's a monumental new weight on a system that, as we just saw, is already buckling. And this, right here, this shows you the core of the issue. When the utility company asked you to conserve, you had options, right? You could put on a sweater, maybe wait an hour to charge your car, take a quicker shower. But an AI data center, it can't. It is always on. Its demand is constant. It's mission critical, and it is completely non-negotiable. So this leads to a really uncomfortable question, doesn't it? When the next big freeze or the next killer heat wave hits, and there just isn't enough power to go around, who gets it? Are utilities going to be forced to keep those data centers humming until homeowners, sorry, you get rolling blackouts? Now, I know this all sounds pretty grim, but this is where the story pivots. Because while this massive problem is growing, so is an incredibly powerful personal solution. We're talking about creating your own energy independence. The key to all of this is a concept called a microgrid. Now, I know it sounds technical, but the idea is actually super simple. By combining solar panels with a home battery, you basically create your own personal, self-sufficient power station. You can power your home from the sun, and this is the crucial part, you can operate completely on your own when the main grid goes down. So let's compare. The old grid is vulnerable. It's centralized, meaning a single point of failure can cause huge problems. With a microgrid, you're resilient, you're independent. It completely flips the script from being reactive to a crisis to being proactive about your own energy security. So how does this actually work, and how does it help everybody else too? Well, it's a really smart process called peak shaving. Step 1 is simple. During the day, your solar panels are charging up your battery with free, clean energy. Step 2, during those evening danger zone hours, instead of pulling power from that strained grid, your home automatically switches over and runs on the power you stored in your battery.
And step 3, by doing that, you're essentially invisible to the grid during its most stressful moment. You reduce the overall load, and you help prevent a blackout for your entire neighborhood. So what you end up with here are 2 amazing layers of protection. First, for your family, that battery makes sure you have power through those critical morning hours before the sun comes up, keeping your home warm and everything running. And second, for your community, your independence actually makes the main grid stronger for everyone else. It's a win-win. It's a solution that gives you personal security while also contributing to the public good. So, we're left with this thought. Between the weather getting more extreme and these massive new demands from tech like AI, the world is changing fast, and our energy system is being pushed right to its absolute limits. The question isn't if these challenges are going to affect us anymore, it's how we're going to respond. Is the plan to just keep reacting to the next crisis warning that flashes on the news, or is it time to start powering your own future?